For almost 40 years, Shepherd's Gate has helped over 14,000 women and children escape homelessness, addiction, and abuse. We have been on the forefront of service providers, working to always offer the best programs to help the women and children we serve. The latest addition to our program, which will help hundreds more women and children, is off-site case management.
Hi, my name is Suzette Steinhardt. I am the case manager supervisor at the Livermore campus. I was one of the first case managers assigned to do off-site case management, and it came about in an interesting way. We had someone call not knowing that we were in California and they were in Colorado. Her issues were the same as all the issues of the people that we serve here at Shepherd's Gate. And I thought social services is social services everywhere. Nonprofits that help people with homelessness, rental assistance, they're the same everywhere. So I just spent a few minutes with her while I was on the phone, found some resources. I had her email and I emailed her some more resources of things that were available there in her area. And we ended the call and that was it. After that, I noticed that we were getting more calls of people who are not right for our program. And I thought, well, maybe we'll do something else here. So I talked to my supervisor. She said, go for it. Then her brainchild occurred and she said, we should be doing this more for women we can't serve. And she found the first person that I worked with.
My name is Jenna Balejos, and I've been involved with Shepherd's Gate for probably a year now. So I was homeless for about 6 years on the streets of San Jose. And, you just do whatever you have to survive in that situation. And after a while, it's like compounded shame. And so you just stay high so that you can accept this twisted reality. There were times that I slept on the sidewalk on cardboard, and that was the lowest point of my life. A girl told me about Shepherd's Gate. I was planning on coming, and I got housing, permanent supportive housing. And so Alicia wanted me to take advantage of that. And of course, it would be silly not to. But I told her that I still really felt like I could use Shepherd's Gate's help. That's when she said that I could participate in off-site program. Alicia assigned Suzette to my case, and her and I hit it off, like right away on the phone.
I've met with her weekly over the phone for case management. We've provided her curriculum. She's been diligent in working through the curriculum.
She gives me assignments that are tailored to, obviously she hears from God, and they're tailored to what I'm going through in life. I've taken several classes, and every single one of them has helped me know myself better, has helped me know God better, has helped me grow. And it basically has improved the quality of my life significantly.
One success story for the offsite case management was a woman out of Contra Costa County who called. And, I thought it's a domestic violence case. Then I found out she owned her house and her mortgage was only about $800 a month. And it made no sense for her to leave her house and lose it because, not being able to afford it right now because the abuser left and with it, his income left. She needed legal services. She needed a way to afford her house payment she only asked for 1 month. But I worked with a community group up there and they were able to provide 2 years of housing assistance. It's not much, it's $500 a month, but her mortgage is about $800. She had a part-time job there then, and so she could afford the rest of it. And it gave her time to find a full-time job, a better paying job, and it gave her time to file a restraining order and file for full custody. She's been going strong, stable. We managed to talk about spiritual things. She is a Christian. And so we talked about getting back into the Word and doing morning devotions and being in church on a regular basis. That was really her program. And after a few months, there wasn't much else to do. And so we closed the case. So another success story that is unique is a woman we were working with out of San Francisco. She had affordable housing in San Francisco and she didn't want to give it up. However, her abuser found out where she was at. She advocated for herself to be transferred somewhere else, but it's a very long process, and she was on a wait list. And what does she do in the meantime? At that time, we were working with a group out of Alameda County, and they had advocated with the county to get a certain number of housing assistance vouchers for women who were fleeing domestic violence. And it didn't matter where they were fleeing from. The object was to help area organizations working with these women to have a place for them to go to. We filled out the paperwork. I submitted her application in January of this year. She was able to leave San Francisco and move into Alameda County. One of the things we have to do if we're going to serve these women through this housing assistance is we have to provide 1-year case management, which we would do anyway. Having that parameter around us made it easier for me to offer to the woman the case management services that we have. And she's a go-getter. She calls in if she needs a resource. She's not asking me to solve her problems. She just wants to, she's not from this area, so she needs to know where are the resources, how can she get connected. She wants to go to Las Positas and go to college. She's anxious to get back to work. Her youngest child is ready to be in childcare. So we're just working on things like that, getting her resources for diapers, anything to help her stretch her budget. So far, so good. It's a great relationship. For immediate help, we're going to look for local resources. Those local resources are legal, social services, churches, recovery services, and nonprofits that serve that population. Another thing that we do is maybe someone calls and they say, I have housing, I have a job, I have childcare, but I think I'm going to lose my job and I'm going to lose my housing. And I just don't know what to do. Just spending a little time on the phone and finding out what the problem was. Maybe they're working for an organization that doesn't offer mother's hours, or maybe they never asked if there were mother's hours, and just coaching them through ways to talk to their supervisor about their limitations on the job or the schedule they need. In that particular case, it ended up saving her job, and she's fine now. And we also get people who are calling in because of domestic violence, and they're really scared. They're not near us, nor do they want to come here. Or maybe they do want to come, but they're afraid to leave. What can we do in that case? One of the things we can do is we can refer them to the National Domestic Violence Hotline. They will coach her through a safety plan and help her create a safety plan. Also, the National Domestic Violence Hotline has a website, and you can actually interact with the website to create the safety plan. We always offer to pray for people before we end the call. I'm always surprised at the number of people who say, yes, please, can you pray for me right now? I just think that that's one of the most important resources we can offer them. I think off-site case management is really important because we can only serve a certain number of people here on site. There are people who need Shepherd's Gate services, and I mean Shepherd's Gate services, not just social services or legal help. They really need the knowledge that we have working with women in addiction, women fleeing domestic violence, or women who are going to be continually -1 paycheck to homelessness. I think we have a unique ability to serve more women and that can't come in, but we can also serve more women that are on our wait list while they're waiting to come in. Hopefully, they don't need to come in, but if they do, by being in contact with them through off-site case management, it'll make for an easier transition into our program.